So a couple weeks ago, there was a little Comic-Con not too far from us, so we decided to go and check it out. It was the Middle Georgia Comic-Con. So it started at 10 o'clock in the morning. I think we got there a little bit after. There was short line. Great thing was it was only, what, $5 to get in?
Yep.
$5 to get in, so it's like, yeah, that's a good price. If we didn't find anything, still $10 for us to go in since the Munchkin wasn't feeling good. She didn't go with us. But $10 for us to go in and have a morning out. Cool. We spend some time together and look at some interesting stuff. But we got in. So this is when you walk into the convention center. There's our Darlas. They had some artists and other stuff along that first wall right there, and then just a bunch of vendors. So stuff. The artists and that kind of stuff, it doesn't really do too much for me. I don't. Unfortunately, I just don't pay that much attention to who's drawing what or voice acting for characters.
The soap people right there, they had soaps that were shaped like game cartridges.
Oh, you can get game cartridge soaps.
Yep. I know they had, I think, Super NES and NES, maybe, something like that.
They had a bunch of paperback books and comics. But here was basically like the small independent vendor aisle. Right there's the local retro toy shop, Dragon Slayer Toys. Where they had just a bunch of various artwork, and I think there were some indie published books, a bunch of different things. There's the Toy Store's Freaky Clown. Well, there you can see a bunch of graded comics, which graded comics still seem to be pretty big. But that aisle right there with all these little independent guys was really busy. It was always packed, and it was just always like a little difficult to move through that part. Here there's just some more comics and more smaller stuff. That guy, that Voltron artwork right there, I asked him if he had a small one, but he didn't. I so wanted that Voltron. It looks so sweet.
That one was
Super
huge.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, I don't have any place for a big one, but something like 4x7 or something. I could do something with that.
But there's our metal guy.
There's the metal one. Bunch of you see the Rebel symbol, Imperial symbol, sorting hat, just all kinds of stuff cut out. Big Superman, Batman, Superman symbols. I don't know what some of those are. There's that little, I think it's Starfire or something. The Fandom medal. There's a little QR code if you wanted to pause it, take a screen, or scan it so you can do something and go look at the website.
This lady does pour art with vinyl over it.
They guys had a bunch of movie posters. Again, it's just like, where do you, unless you have a room specifically for that, where do you put that stuff? A bunch of woodworking stuff right there. They actually had a pretty cool dice tower that folded out and had all kinds of different stuff.
Dice suitcase.
Yeah, I had a video of that. I'll probably stick it in at the end. You want to see the dice tower. Again, there's more comics. Great thing was there was some pops, but there wasn't a ton. You see more comics. So it's, pops are fine, but it just seems like when you go to any kind of convention, there's always an overload of it. I didn't get a chance to talk to that guy, but I mean, his Britannica, or I forget what the name of it was, looked like it would have been an interesting thing to learn about, and his own world that he had created, and I guess he had different scenarios and stuff. There's the slate coasters. It's pretty neat designs, some woodworking stuff. You can see Millennium Falcon, Pac-Man, Pokemon. Just I think we saw them at Sigi last year.
We did. We've seen them.
So there are a few pops there.
More the wood burning.
Yeah, there's the Enterprise, the Batmobile. Do the Truffle Shuffle. Serenity. So a lot of that stuff is really neat, but it's like, okay, where would I put it? I need to have a spot for it. A few pops and a few other action figures. I had some T-shirts also, stickers.
Seeing
Poster
those,
size.
awesome. It's all together.
Yeah, there was a couple things that I noticed when I was walking around taking the video. The vendor that had some cards, didn't pick anything up from him, but he had a Popeye set of cards. I was like, I don't want to do it. But Fanboy Comics is a local shop, and they were putting on the Comic Con. More comics. It's good to see a bunch of comics. We didn't get too many of those, but
Few pops.
few pops. And then I think we're back at where we came in. Yep, that's where it loops around. So, you lost?
No, I just said something. We're good.
Okay. So, do a quick rundown of pickups. So, the Munchkin likes Batman, and so the Metal Designs, we picked her up a bat symbol.
She loves it.
She does. She really likes it. So, I don't remember how much it was.
I think it was like 10-ish.
$10. Nice little just cut thing. Nice and small. Put a couple pins underneath it and you can hang it on the wall. Was that the first thing that we got?
I think so.
Okay.
No, yeah, I think that, and then these.
Yeah. There was one vendor, and I know I complained about Pops, but I saw Madam Web and I was like, that is awesome. I'm a big fan of the 90s cartoon, and I didn't even know that this was a pop. I don't collect the Spider-Man pops, but I really just wanted to get Madam Web. We took some of the Garbage Pail Kids figures that have been released lately, and I was able to do a straight swap for one Garbage Pail Kid figure for one Madam Web, and then did what was it? 2 Garbage Pail Kids figures and $20, I forget, and got Prin a Mickey Mouse set.
Mickey is my top
It's-
pop collection.
It's damaged; it doesn't have the top, so I don't know. We might do other things with it, but you know, for $20 out of pocket to get this, I thought it was well worth it. Prin gets 5 Mickeys: Plain Crazy Mickey, Classic Mickey, Sorcerer Mickey, Beanstalk Mickey, and then just Mickey Mouse.
These are different than the regular Mickeys like this because they're holding pencils. They're like drawing each other.
Oh, that's right. If you look at them, like Steamboat Willie, or Plain Crazy Mickey, you see there. You can see the pens are like drawing the hands and stuff. So neat little thing with that. At the movie poster place, he had several busts. So I was like, oh, those are cool. You know, never actually picked any of them up because they're too costly. But he had one that Optimus Prime, where Prime's gun is busted. So the gun's busted and the back of this smokestack is messed up. But he said he'd take $20 for it. And I was like, okay. I could maybe 3D print something to replace that and the smokestack. So I'm like, $20, that's great. It's awesome. I think it's a cool little bust. Even if it is a busted bust. But neat little thing to add to the collection. Has some weight to it, so we have some of that. We took Alf with us, as we always do. He's a good conversation starter. And one of the vendors was like, oh, I have an Alf comic. So we picked up Alf #1. So unfortunately, that's probably mean we may start looking to pick up other Alf comics. But in that same booth, they had Star Trek Enterprise logs. So it's another comic. I don't know what it's about, but I was like, I like the original Star Trek, so does the Munchkin. It's a comic series. This is original issues #1 to 8, plus Kirk's confidential psycho file. Portrait of a starship, the Enterprise, profile of a Star Trek artist, and a page from Scotty's diary, and much more. Ah, Captain, I kind of read it. It's in Klingon. And then there was... this is actually a hardback collection of some of the Serenity comics. And I was like, oh, sweet. This is, I think, was released for the lead up to the movie. Because I did a quick looking through it, and at the end, it looks like the Baron Mordo, actor, who gets the assignment to go chase down the Tams, gets his assignment at the end of that. So, spoiler warning, I guess. I don't know. But we didn't pick up a ton, but it was neat because it wasn't too far of a drive. The local toy shop was there. The price for admission was really nice. For $5, I think that's really great. Didn't have to pay for parking. There was plenty of parking.
That was nice.
I think the biggest wait was trying to get in. There was maybe 20, 30 people in front of us. The line moved pretty quick. They had several drawings throughout the day. They had one for an upcoming anime convention somewhere. I think it might have been Orlando.
Jacksonville.
And some tickets to the Atlanta Aquarium. And then this is the one that I really wish that we had got. If we had won, that we would have been able to get, was a big Lego Star Destroyer in the case, like you'd see at Target, or I guess just at Target. Walmart doesn't really have those kind of displays and stuff.
Mm.
But it was a neat little con. We went to it 2 years ago. It was 2 years. I think we missed it last year. But bigger venue than it was the first year that we went, and more vendors. So it was really neat. I would go back because, I mean, to get an outing when it's only $10 or $15 for the family to go, I think it's well worth it. You get outside, move around, look at a bunch of stuff, and even if you don't get anything, it's still fun just to hang out with the family and just see the sights, I guess, at the.
It was nice to get to go to a convention, not to fight Atlanta traffic.
Yes. And parking.
Oh gosh.
But thanks everyone. Check out the video. We'll have that Dice Tower video at the end of this. Maybe a blooper before it. And want to have a good day. Good night. Take care. Have fun. Be kind to one another. Stay safe. Keep it retro. Keep reading. And we'll catch you all later.
Bye now. I gotta go read about Alf.
And
There were comics.
Yeah, the wardrobe fits all your essentials in it, including dice jail, pen, dice, 3 minis, and the tower itself actually folds out from the tray. It's all built into one. You can mount your dice jail up here.
that's cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
Storage has a whole kit. It has everything you need.
Yeah. I'm working on a few upgrades to it too. Like I'm gonna have a DM screen that magnetically attaches to the underside for like transport, and then also a journal that attaches to the DM screen.
Yeah.
So you can have it all over here, transport everything. Yeah.
That's neat.